Part 69. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 681. From the beginning, I didn't count on you trash. However, even if I rely on myself, I can still win the world championship, Buddy Duke sneered. The bloody palm dissipated, and the man let out a long sigh of relief and slumped down on the bench like soft mud. Water Alliance Team vs King Team, the first round of the arena finals. Preparations for the first match. The Water Alliance team is asking for selections. The countdown is 60 seconds. The system sounded, announcing that the match was in preparation. Huang Mao's figure flashed and flew directly onto the ring. It was discussed yesterday. From now on, he is the captain of the Water Alliance team, and his orders are above all else. Therefore, whether he plays or not at this time does not require the consent of Yang Tianxuanj and others. Buddy Duke, let's fight. On the ring, Huang Mao stood proudly with a gun and shouted at the opponent. Young Master Huang 666, as soon as the game started, Huang Mao became enthusiastic, which immediately attracted good-natured teasing from some spectators outside the venue. In fact, the audience's evaluation of Huang Mao is not low. At least in the Water Alliance team, Huang Mao is also recognized as the number 2 figure, second only to Yang Tianxia, but Huang Mao is still not satisfied. Nowadays, the world focuses on Yang Tian, Fu Chuang, and Lei Yingshun. He is obviously very strong, but he is ignored by the audience, which naturally makes him feel uncomfortable. About 10 seconds later, Team King sent someone to fight, but it was not Buddy Duke himself. Seeing that the other party randomly sent a sidekick to fight him, Huang Mao suddenly felt disappointed and snorted coldly. The result of the game is obvious. Huang Mao is now extremely strong and can hardly find an opponent. Throughout the game, despite Huang Mao's lack of interest and only exerting less than half of his strength, he still defeated the opponent's players with an overwhelming advantage. Next, Huang Mao sent Yang Tian, Xiaofei, and Qin Yu to fight, and all three of them won. At this point, the Water League team leads the King team 4-0, receiving overwhelming applause from the audience. The lineup of the Water Alliance team is extremely superior. In addition to Yang Tian, Huang Mao, Xiaofei, Qin Yulangling, is also very strong personally. Because of this, the Water Alliance team fought all the way from the domestic qualifiers and basically defeated their opponents in the first 2 rounds. Up to this point, Xianji Longlu had no chance to play. Of course, if there is a chance to play in the 3rd round, Xianji Longlu's appearance will also bring great advantages to the team. Preparations for the 5th game, the Water League team is asking for selections. Countdown is 60 seconds. The system sounded again. Wolf Zero enters. At this time, Buddy Duke finally came on stage. If the lineup of the Water League team is superior, then the lineup of the King team is very average. The King team has only one ace, Buddy Duke, and the other 6 players are quite mediocre. Maybe these 6 players are very strong in their British theatre, but in this World League where there are many strong players, they appear to be very average. In the previous games of the King team, Buddy Duke single-handedly defeated the others and turned the tide of the battle. Now facing the Water League team, the King team still uses the same tactics. In the first round, Buddy Duke scored 1 point, in the 2nd round, Buddy Duke scored 5 points, and the King team entered the 3rd round with a 6-4 lead. In a 3-round team match, ban the opponent's trump card and then defeat the opponent. The King team has an average lineup, and they only have this tactic. On the field, Buddy Duke and Wolf Zero faced each other 30 yards apart. Buddy Duke is wrapped in a scarlet cape, with only one head exposed. He has red curly hair, a golden crown, scarlet pupils, and a pale face, giving people an extremely weird feeling. As soon as the game started, Buddy Duke took off his cape. Squeaks! A series of sharp and gurgling sounds sounded. It turned out that a group of black bats were hidden under the Bataduke cloak. At this time, he lifted up his cloak, and a group of bats were released, each with scarlet eyes, making the atmosphere in the arena even more eerie and weird. Of course, he doesn't actually have a bat hidden in his cape, it's just a form of summoning. He lifted up his cloak and summoned a swarm of bats, which also revealed his inner attire. His hands were covered with a pair of iron claws, which were his weapons. Perhaps due to drinking too much blood, his pair of iron claws took on a dark red hue. Swish, swish, swish. Buddy Duke suddenly swung his claws and attacked wildly. In mid-air, scarlet claw marks condensed in an instant, and they continuously attacked Wolfling. Although he was a little surprised by Buddy Duke's attack method, Wolf Zero's reaction was not slow. After turning on the mad transformation into a werewolf, he started to rapidly increase his speed, and then twisted and dodged. Wolfling turned around and dodged most of the continuous claw marks that came towards his face. Those that he couldn't dodge would be exploded with an axe. This is not the way to go. That guy is attacking from a distance. I have to get close. With a thought in his mind, Lang Ling moved forward while dodging the opponent's attack. As time passed, Wolf Zero's figure continued to get closer to Buddy Duke. In response to this, Buddy Duke sneered continuously, and Wolf Zero moved closer. This undoubtedly shortened the shooting range for him, and therefore the hit rate of his claw marks was greatly improved. This is like a gunman having difficulty hitting a target 100 yards away, but he can easily hit a target within 10 yards. As the range is shortened, the hit rate will inevitably increase. Puff puff. Melee professions must get close to ranged professions. However, as Lang Ling kept getting close, he was hit by several claw marks from Buddy Duke. As blood fell from Lang Ling's head, blood overflowed and flowed all over his body. Squeak, squeak, squeak. As if smelling blood, the group of bats that originally floated quietly above Buddy Duke suddenly moved, and they were arranged in an orderly manner. One move, the group moved, scarlet eyes, dark young bodies, grinning mouths, and sharp white fangs. All of this was strange and moving, especially some viewers with intensive phobia, who even screamed in fear. Whoosh! There were an unknown number of bats, arranged in a net, and rushed towards Lang Ling. That scene was creepy. Lang Ling was horrified and quickly swung his double axes to chop wildly. Unexpectedly, those bats were very fragile, and Lang Ling had cut down a large number of them with a continuous sweep. But there were still many bats that pounced on Lang Ling. Their sharp fangs separated Lang Ling's armor and skin, pierced into his flesh, and began to suck blood. In an instant, Lang Ling was sweating profusely and screamed in shock. The blood bar above Lang Ling's head dropped rapidly. A blood tribute. At the same time, blood was surging around Buddy Duke, and his pale face turned red at a speed visible to the naked eye. It was as if the blood sucked by the bats was fed back to him. In an instant, the blood surging around Buddy Duke became more condensed, and the blood condensed into a ball, a huge translucent blood ball, covering Buddy Duke. As the blood ball appeared, a white shield bar covered the blood bar above Buddy Duke's head. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 682. Obviously, that blood ball is a shield, a blood-sucking shield. Moreover, this is not a low-level shield, but a high-level shield. Although the shield can also resist damage, the main body will still be knocked away, knocked down, stiffened, dizzy, frozen, etc. But the shield can resist almost everything. Yang Tian's blood-sucking shield is also just a low-level shield. This is normal. Yang Tian's blood-sucking shield comes from the blood-sucking special effect of the blood-sucking staff. And the blood-sucking staff is actually only of royal quality. Royal equipment is also just a common product, a secular thing, much worse than spiritual equipment. Although Yang Tian merged the blood-sucking staff with the Lich King's scepter, and integrated the blood-sucking special effect of the blood-sucking staff into the artifact of the Lich King's scepter, The effect of the blood-sucking special effect itself has not been improved. And Buddy Duke is a hidden profession vampire prince, and the blood offering is his hidden professional skill. This is much stronger than the additional skills of the royal weapon. The bat sucked most of Wolf Zero's blood and fed it back to Buddy Duke, forming a blood shield of equal strength for Buddy Duke. Equal strength, this once again reflects the power of the blood offering. You should know that Yang Tian's blood-sucking special effect can only convert 10% of the blood sucked to form a shield. At this time, Buddy Duke's own blood volume, plus the blood volume of the blood shield, is as high as more than 1 trillion. In a short moment, the bats seemed to have sucked enough blood, so they flew away from Wolf Zero's body and flew high into the sky again, waiting for the next blood sucking. At this time, Wolf Zero was already at low blood, and facing Buddy Duke, who was overflowing, his scalp tingled. Seeing Buddy Duke actively attacking, Wolf Zero quickly activated the effect of the Blood Wolf order, doubling all attributes and soaring momentum. But this was just a dying struggle, and he was soon crushed by Buddy Duke. The 5th game is over, Buddy Duke wins, and King Team gets 1 point. The first round of the game is over, and the Water Alliance team leads the King Team 4-1. The system sounded, announcing the result of the game. Buddy Duke is so strong, his methods are too weird. That group of bats is too fierce. Not only does it have high blood-sucking damage, but it can also feed back to Buddy Duke, forming a blood shield for it. Outside the court, there was a cry of surprise. The Water Alliance team has been fighting all the way, and the audience knows the strength of Wolf Zero. However, Buddy Duke crushed Wolf Zero, and anyone with a discerning eye could see that Buddy Duke performed very easily and had not used his full strength at all. Don't panic, Brother Shui is invincible. The stronger this Buddy Duke is, the better, otherwise it would be boring if the Water Alliance team won too easily. Some fans were happy to see it. The first round of the game is over, and the second round is ready. Lang Ling was defeated and returned to his own player seat with an embarrassed face. As the captain, Huang Mao patted Lang Ling's shoulder to comfort him, but he himself was excited. In his opinion, the stronger Buddy Duke is, the better he will perform, and the stronger his opponent is, the better he will perform, and the more he will attract the audience's attention. Second round, Arena Points Competition. Shuimeng team, please choose players. Countdown 60 seconds. The system sounded. Huang Mao rushed to the arena without saying anything. King Team, Buddy Duke still did not appear, and kept sending players to fight Huang Mao, but they were all beaten by Huang Mao. In the second round, Huang Mao easily took on 4. Tisk tisk, Buddy Duke is really not easy. 1 god leads 6 pits. Yes, the overall strength of King Team is too weak, all relying on Buddy Duke, so strong. Some voices suddenly appeared in the audience. At the same time, many people began to support Buddy Duke. In fact, in the second round, the King Team relied on Buddy Duke alone to carry the flag, and the other players had no need to play at all. And Buddy Duke let others play first, which was nothing more than a routine, wanting to let the world know that he, Buddy Duke, was extremely powerful and could carry a team by himself, so as to attract the support of some audiences. Now, in the second round, 4 players of the King Team have been defeated. Even Huang Mao easily took on 4, and is basically still full of blood. This aspect does reflect Huang Mao's strength, but it also reflects the weakness of the King Team as a whole. Buddy Duke achieved his goal and finally appeared on the stage, ready to fight Huang Mao. Come on, Buddy Duke. Don't be discouraged, now you can prove your strength to the world. The scene cheered loudly, and a large number of Buddy Duke's supporters suddenly appeared in the audience. Most of the Chinese audience at the scene still supported the Shuimeng team, but the other audiences were all moved by Buddy Duke. Seeing this, Huang Mao's eyes condensed. Huang Mao was in the middle of it. Of course he could see through Buddy Duke's routine, and he became more and more disdainful in his heart. This guy really has good intentions, but it's a pity that strength is king on the battlefield. No matter how fancy you are, I will crush you with my strength, Huang Mao sneered in his heart, but he didn't expose Buddy Duke's routine. He only knew that when he defeated Buddy Duke, everything would be reversed. Only strength can win the hearts of the people. 3, 2, 1. Go. The countdown ended quickly and the game began. Whoosh. Buddy Duke opened his cape and summoned a large group of vampire bats. A large group of bats hung in the air, opened their scarlet eyes, and looked for opportunities to drink blood. Buddy Duke also waved his claws continuously, condensing bloody claw marks, and constantly attacked Huang Mao, trying to make Huang Mao bleed and create opportunities for his bats to suck blood. Huang Mao moved forward and approached Buddy Duke, and was inevitably hit. Blood overflowed all over his body, and a strong smell of blood instantly filled the stadium. At this moment, the group of bats above Buddy Duke's head suddenly moved, quickly lined up together, and pounced on Huang Mao. Faced with this situation, Lang Ling's heart trembled, but Huang Mao sneered, with a taste of a peerless master watching the world with a smile. Faced with a large group of vampire bats rushing towards him, Huang Mao did not even make any resistance, and directly let the bats pounce on him. His body was completely covered by the bats, black and dense. That look was full of hideousness. Sucking blood. Countless vampire bats opened their fangs, pierced the clothes and skin of Huang Mao, embedded in his flesh and blood, and sucked his blood. Thorns. Magic reflection. Bang bang bang. The next moment, a large number of hideous thorns emerged from Huang Mao's body at the same time, and the purple-black energy wave swept out wildly, knocking all the bats on his body away, breaking their bodies and falling to the ground. In an instant, all the vampire bats summoned by Buddy Duke fell. The blood-sucking damage of this vampire bat is still quite high, but its life defense is very fragile. Huang Mao's thorns and magic reflection, added up to 4 times the backlash. Of course they can't bear it. His Huang Shao is still Huang Shao, restraining all melee life. As long as it's melee, Huang Shao is simply invincible. He may feel pain when you hit him, but you will feel more pain. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 683. Possessing both the Iron Backthorn Dragon and the Dragon Bloodline, the existence of Huang Mao is now simply a bug. As some viewers said, Huang Mao is basically invincible in the face of close combat life. In close combat, before you kill Huang Mao, you may have been shot to death. Many vampire bats pounced on Huang Mao and sucked blood for 1 second, causing Huang Mao to lose 100 megabytes of blood and the blood bar above his head to drop by 1/10. At the same time, a blood ball shield condensed on Buddy Duke's body. That blood ball shield has 100 megabytes of life. Whoosh! Huang Mao laughed grimly and rushed towards Buddy Duke. Now, he is invincible in close combat, so he naturally has to take the initiative to seek close combat. Don't let him get close. After knowing the horror of Huang Mao, Buddy Duke's heart trembled and began to move to the back. At the same time, he still waved his claws to condense blood-red claw marks, causing long-range attacks on Huang Mao. Whether it was thorns or magic reflection, Huang Mao could only launch a counter-attack if he was attacked within a 5-yard range. If the opponent's attack distance exceeded 5 yards, he could not launch a counter-attack. Bang, bang, bang. Huang Mao was continuously attacked from a distance, blood kept falling from his head, and smoke was coming out of his body, and his movement speed was also slowed down. Obviously, this Buddy Duke's attack also had a slowing effect. Charge. However, just when Buddy Duke relaxed a little, Huang Mao directly pulled out a golden stream of light and suddenly came in front of him. Gale stab. The long spear in his hand instantly hit a spiral airflow, and Huang Mao grinned and stabbed out with a spear. With a bang, the blood cell shield on Buddy Duke's body shattered. After Huang Mao's long spear shattered the blood cell shield on Buddy Duke's body, its power did not decrease at all, and it pierced Buddy Duke's abdomen fiercely, and blood splattered wildly. The yellow-haired man's wind stab not only shattered the blood ball shield with a strength of 100 trillion, but also cut Buddy Duke's life in half. This is because Buddy Duke is a vampire prince and a dark life. And the yellow-haired man has the divine ring and the power of the white tiger. Facing the dark life, he caused 10 times the real damage. Hiss. Buddy Duke's face turned pale in an instant and he took a breath of cold air. He had never expected that the yellow-haired man was so terrifying. In previous competitions, he was able to crush his opponents. But now facing the yellow-haired man, he instantly knew that this guy was completely different from his previous opponents. This guy's strength was too terrifying. At this time, the yellow-haired man was close to him, and if he attacked, he would be counterattacked. If he wanted to escape, he could not get away in a short time, and the yellow-haired man's combat power was extremely high, and he could not withstand the next move at all. Dilemma. When he thought of this, he was under great pressure and dared not to hold back anymore. He quickly used a trump card. Blood coagulation body. In an instant, Buddy Duke turned into a bloody man, with blood flowing on his body. Huang Mao certainly would not give him a chance to breathe, and took advantage of the situation to attack wildly, raising his gun and sweeping continuously. His long spear could easily split Buddy Duke's body, but unfortunately Buddy Duke was not hurt at all. The split body was pieced together again in an instant. The coagulated blood body was immune to physical damage. This coagulated blood body can be used for 1 minute when Buddy Duke usually performs it, but it can only last for 3 seconds in the park field. He wanted to use these 3 seconds to regroup and find another chance to defeat Huang Mao. Unfortunately, Huang Mao didn't even want to wait for these 3 seconds. Charging magic power. The next moment, Huang Mao's long spear was attacked with a layer of green magic energy. Now his physical attack has been transformed into a magic attack. This magic power charging is one of the abilities of the green dragon bloodline in his body. This ability is actually average. After all, outside the PK field, a bottle of magic conduction potion has the same effect. Unfortunately, potions cannot be used in the PK field, but skills can be used. Thrust. The yellow-haired man stabbed out again, hitting Buddy Duke's abdomen. This time, Buddy Duke's blood coagulation body did not split. Buddy Duke, he was indeed hurt. The blood bar on his head quickly returned to 0, Buddy Duke's eyes turned black, and he fell to the ground. Haha, just immunity to physical attacks. If this can be considered a trump card, then I have too many trump cards. Staring at the body of Buddy Duke at his feet, the yellow-haired man sneered disdainfully. Yinu Hongyan won the game. Congratulations to the Water Alliance team for defeating the King team in the second round and getting 5 points. The game is over. Congratulations to the Water Alliance Team G team for advancing to the World Finals. The system sounded and announced the result of the game. 666, Huang Xiao is so powerful and domineering. Shuimeng team is awesome. Shuimeng team successfully advanced to the World Finals on behalf of the Chinese region, instantly making countless Chinese audiences in the arena excited. In addition, Buddy Duke was crushed by Huang Mao, which also moved other audiences. Is Buddy Duke too weak, or is Huang Xiao too strong? Ahem, in short, the strength of those two people is not in the same dimension at all. Huang Xiao has the blood of the dragon, but he has not yet used the power of the dragon blood, and he easily defeated Buddy Duke. This is really terrifying. The Shuimeng team has been playing all the way, and Huang Xiao has not played much, and he has always crushed the opponent. That can be understood as the opponent is too weak. However, Buddy Duke is not weak, and Huang Xiao still crushed him. This is a bit too much. In other words, we have not seen Huang Xiao's true strength so far. Strong. Too strong. Apart from anything else, Huang Xiao also has an advantage of being invincible in close combat. Nice, this will make the finals more interesting. Ninja Team vs Shuimeng Team, the Century Showdown, the peak battle. The audience who were attracted by Buddy Duke's routine before, saw Buddy Duke being crushed by Huang Mao, and instantly felt that Buddy Duke was nothing, and instantly turned from fans to passers-by. At the same time, they instantly turned from passers-by to fans of Huang Mao. At this time, Huang Mao was like a king, dominating the field, and the cheers outside the field were like waves, one wave higher than the other. On the other side, Ninja Team. As for tomorrow's opponents, they naturally have to watch and study them. After witnessing the entire match between the Water Alliance team and the King team, their faces are extremely solemn. In the past, they never underestimated Huang Mao, but now their evaluation of Huang Mao has instantly increased a lot. I didn't expect that in addition to Han Shui, the Water Alliance team also hides another tricky person. Interesting, this is interesting in the VIP seat, perhaps because of being too excited, Lei Yingshun's body trembled slightly. Whether facing Yang Tian or Huang Mao, Lei Yingshun actually didn't have much confidence in his heart. But it was precisely because of this that his fighting spirit became even stronger. He has an arrogant personality, a strong self-esteem, and is full of individualism. Compared to the world champion, he wants to defeat Yang Tian Huang Mao head-on. Compared to the Ninja Team being called the world's #1 team, he hopes that he can be called the world's #1 strong man. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 684. August 23, the world is focused on this day. The World League opened on August 1, and after 22 days, 2 teams finally made it to the World Finals. At 10 a.m. that day, the Beauty Team and the King Team, the 2 semi-final teams that failed to advance to the finals, continued to compete for the 3rd place. After a day of rest, Rong Zhuang, Kixuan, and others have stabilized their mentality. And now, Rong Zhuang no longer has to hide anything. He personally appeared and led the Beauty Team to defeat the King Team with an overwhelming advantage and became the 3rd place. The King Team was the 4th place. In the afternoon, the World Finals opened, and the Ninja Team and the Water Alliance team, the players of both sides were in place. Rong Zhuang, Kixuan, Hyun Bin, Buddy Duke, and others, as well as many other team players, sat in the VIP seats, ready to watch this strongest showdown. What a pity, if I had been more careful. Looking at the ring, where the audience cheered enthusiastically and the Raikage Shun was like the focus, Rong Zhuang sighed and felt bad. Alas, I am still too young. If I had been more stable, I could have defeated the 8-gate madman. Then, our Beauty Team could have defeated the Ninja Team and advanced to the finals. Beside Rong Zhuang, Kixuan was also in a bad mood and muttered. No matter how much the loser regretted and reflected, he could no longer get attention at this time. At this time, hundreds of thousands of viewers at the scene, and even hundreds of millions of viewers in the official live broadcast room, all focused on the World Finals, waiting for the Ninja Team and the Water Alliance team to compete. Okay, all enthusiastic audiences. When the host spoke, the restless fans at the scene immediately quieted down. In any case, today, the strongest team in the world will be born, winning the supreme honor of the World Championship. In addition, the champion team will receive a cash reward of $50 million, and the 7 players of the champion team will each receive a 200-level artifact. The World Finals are about to begin. Please wait and see which team will be the world champion, the host said continuously. Ninja Team vs Water Alliance Team, the first round of the ring final. Prepare for the first game, Ninja Team, please choose your players, countdown 60 seconds. As soon as the host finished speaking, the system sounded, announcing the preparation of the game. Oh, the audience outside the venue was boiling instantly. Angel Team. In a corner of the VIP seats, 5 players of the Angel team sat in a row, which Nanami, Miyamoto Takeshi, Big Brother Ludo, Senbon Blood Eagle, Senbon Snow Sakura. As for God's left hand and God's right hand, they were not among them. I didn't expect that it was not our Angel team that advanced to the finals, but the Ninja team, the Demon Girl side. There are 3 empires in the Japanese theater, and the Angel team is a super team formed by combining the strength of the 2 countries. There are 3 strongest people in the Japanese theater, the Demon Girl, Miyamoto Takeshi, and Reikage Shun. The Angel team has 2 of the strongest people, and the lineup is much better than the Ninja team. Everyone in the Japanese theater initially thought that the Angel team would advance to the finals and even become the world champion. I didn't expect that now, it was replaced by the Ninja team. This shows how powerful Reikage Shun is. His value alone exceeds that of the Demon Girl and Miyamoto Takeshi. Reikage Shun, I still underestimated him. The Demon Girl looked solemn. Outsiders don't know how much she fears Reikage Shun. At the beginning, Hokage Kai used 2 main cities as bargaining chips to find her and wanted to exchange an angel bloodline. She decisively refused because she was afraid of the strength of Reikage Shun. She knew that Reikage Shun was extremely powerful, and once he became an angel, his strength would be even more terrifying. But even so, she still felt that she underestimated Reikage Shun. Now, the Demon Girl and Reikage Shun are both 10-winged angels, but the Demon Girl thinks that she is not a match for Reikage Shun at all. The strength of both sides is not in the same dimension at all. The past is gone. Now, I just hope that Reikage Shun can show his strength and defeat Muddy Water and the Water Alliance team, the Demon Girl side. She is Japanese, and even if she can't win the World Championship, she hopes that Reikage Shun, who is also Japanese, will take her place. Tisk, disgusting woman. Looking at the profile of the Demon Girl who was watching the game seriously, Miyamoto Takeshi sneered secretly. Compared with the Demon Girl who is still patriotic, Miyamoto Takeshi is completely individualistic. Reikage Shun is also individualistic, but his ambition is not big. At most, he just wants to become the strongest person in the world. Compared with Shun the Reikage, Takeshi Miyamoto is even more individualistic. In addition to his superior strength, he also wants status and wants to rule the world. Because in his opinion, in this world, no one except himself is qualified to be king or emperor. Ninja team. Listen, this time the opponent is different from the past. The Water Alliance team is stronger than you can imagine. Hokage Kai looked solemn. However, we ninjas cooperate with each other and are very suitable for team competitions. Therefore, we must first ensure that we have the qualifications to play the 3rd round of team competitions. It is best to have an advantage in the first 2 rounds in order to be more secure. We must get more than 3 points in this first round, Hokage Kai said in succession, and the 8 Gates Madman, Amaterasu Saigeo, and others all nodded. Even Shun the Reikage nodded. Unlike the velvet suit, Yang Tian gave him even more pressure, and now there is an extra yellow-haired man. When he played against the beauty team, he defeated the velvet suit in the 2nd round, but he was also at low health, and was then defeated by Hyun Bin. Now facing the Water Alliance team, and facing 2 super masters, Yang Tian and Huang Mao, it is obviously more difficult for him to fight 5 in the 2nd round. He really wants to defeat Yang Tian head-on and become the world's strongest, but if on this basis, the Ninja team can win the World Championship again, it will undoubtedly be more perfect. I will play in the first game myself. If we are defeated by Muddy Water or the yellow-haired guy, we will not lose. If it is someone else, I have a certain confidence. Hokage Kai left a sentence, and his figure flashed, and he rushed to the ring. Water Alliance team, please choose someone. Countdown 60 seconds. As the Ninja team Hokage Kai came on the field, the system sounded, reminding the Water Alliance team to send someone to fight. Brother, you go to play this game, Huang Mao said. Xiaofei, Qin Yu, Lang Ling, and Long Lu were all confused. If I go on the field to fight against Hokage Kai, my chance of winning is 0. Xian Ji laughed at himself. He didn't underestimate himself. On the contrary, he was very clear about his strength. In one sentence, he was a supporting player in team battles, and his personal strength was relatively low. After all, he was just a priest and a nurse. Although he had several output skills, compared with other professions, his output skills were rare and his damage was also relatively low. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 685. It's okay, all I want is for you to lose. Huang Mao smiled darkly. Xiao Fei and others took a breath of cold air. I have thought about it carefully. With the strength of our Water Alliance team, if we fight with all our strength, we will definitely be able to finish off the ninja team in the first 2 rounds. But, isn't that too boring? Brother, Long Lu, you have never played in the World League, right? The world doesn't know how powerful you are. Then Team Ninja, isn't it said that they are invincible in team battles? Well, we are going to finish them off in the team competition. Let them have nothing to say. Don't worry, I will fight against 5 in the second round. In order to play a team match with the ninja team for a 5-5 tie, I will give up in the first round. Unfortunately, the World League cannot surrender or abstain, so I need you guys try your best to cooperate with me and lose all 5 games in the first round, Huang Mao said continuously. Hearing this, Xiao Fei and others all felt numb. This is the World Finals. Can you please stop being so flashy? In panic, Xiao Fei and others couldn't help but look to Yang Tian for help, hoping that Yang Tian would stop Huang Mao's dictatorial atrocities. As promised, I am the captain. Why, do you want to resist the authority of my captain? Huang Mao put his hands on his hips, looked up to the sky and laughed wildly, role-playing like a tyrant. Since we agreed at the beginning, you are the captain, now I have no position to stop you. It is your right as the captain to mobilize personnel and choose who to send to play. However, whether we cooperate with you to take the initiative to defeat is another matter. Yang Tian smiled. Are you provocative? Haha, you can fight with all your strength, but I won't let you win easily. Especially you, former captain, just sit on the bench in the first round. Don't worry, you are not qualified to participate. Huang Mao smiled evilly, looking like a villain. In the first match, Zheng reluctantly entered the stage to face Hokage Kai. As Xianji came on stage, there was a commotion outside the venue, and even the host was shocked. In the World Finals, the Water League team suddenly sent out a strange player, Xianji, whose profession is Holy Priest. What is the Water Alliance team doing? Do they have any tactics? The host said tactfully after being shocked. In fact, sending a priest to play the first round is simply giving away points. This is a bullshit tactic. What the hell? It's the finals. Fight hard. Outside the court, Xiefeng, Sword King, Shinayu and others frowned, completely confused by the routine of the Water League team. The competition soon started, and despite Xianji's efforts, he was defeated miserably at the hands of Hokage Kai. The first match is over, Hokage Kai won, and Team Ninja got 1 point. The system sounded, announcing the result of the match. Hokage Kai won, but looked confused. In the second game, Reincarnation Shun vs Xiao Fei, Reincarnation Shun wins. What the hell? Team Water Alliance is collecting money to fight match fixing. Take the initiative to send out a middle-class horse to fight against the opponent's superior horse, and then lose the game. What kind of operation is this? The crackdown on match fixing is real. Damn it, how much did Little Japan give you? The world champion has a cash reward of $50 million. And there is also a magic weapon. Isn't this enough to satisfy your appetite? Countless Chinese spectators outside the stadium. He panicked and cursed angrily. Xiao Fei lost to Lei Yingshun and returned to his player box with a frustrated look on his face. Hearing the yelling outside the court, the faces of Xiao Fei, Qin Yulong and others turned dark. They were about to discuss it with Huang Mao, but when they saw Huang Mao's excited face, they were startled and stopped talking. Very good, this is the rhythm. Huang Mao looked excited. Everyone. What the hell is Team Water League doing? Don't you want to fight? Lei Yingshuang frowned and returned to the players' table. On the contrary, the Water League team is too confident and arrogant. They want to give up the first round and defeat us head-on in the third round, Hokage Kai sneered. They will definitely regret it. Lei Ying was stunned for a moment, then smiled ferociously. In the third game, Team Ninja sent Amaterasu Saijo and Ryuaku to fight. Amaterasu defeated Ryuaku, the top player in the Amaterasu competition, and Team Ninja won again, leading Team Swimming 3-0 in the first round. This scene once again caused excitement outside the venue. Of course, there is no need to say more about the abuse from countless viewers. Beauty Team. At the VIP table, the velvet-wearing man crossed his arms and looked at the player seats of the Water League team on the field. I saw that Xiao Fei and the others were dejected and complaining endlessly. Yang Tian sat quietly, calm and silent. Only Huang Mao looked excited and kept talking. This scene made Fu Zhuang's pupils shrink and his body tremble slightly, as if he had seen something terrible. What is the Water League team doing? Are they going to admit defeat? Kixuan asked in confusion. No, Team Ninja is finished. They have no chance of winning. Team Water Alliance is a well-deserved world champion. Feng Zhuang shook his head and sighed. Why? Kixuan was startled. Xianbin and others all stared at the velvet suit with wide eyes and confusion. Look at the current Water Alliance team, they are not commanded by muddy waters, but by angry beauty, Feng Zhuang said. Kixuan, Xianbin, and others looked over and asked, Captain, what does that mean? Kixuan, Xianbin, can you get the command power from me? Asked the velvet suit. This, of course you can't. Captain, your strength is far greater than ours. Kixuan, Xianbin shook his head repeatedly, and after finishing his sentence, he was suddenly startled. It seems that you have realized it. Now the Water Alliance team is commanded by Yinu Hongyan, which proves that his strength and status in the Water Alliance team are not inferior to Han Shui. What does this mean? Do you understand? One Han Shui is already very terrifying. If two Han Shuis join forces, they will definitely beat the entire server. The ninja team has almost zero chance of winning. Rong Zhuang sighed repeatedly. Hiss. Qi Xian, Xianbin, and others all took a breath of cold air, turned their heads at the same time, looked deeply at Huang Mao, and trembled in their hearts. They had never realized before that the Water Alliance team actually hid such a terrible strong man. Before, they lost to the ninja team, failed to advance to the world finals, and lost the opportunity to win the world championship. They felt very sorry. But at this moment, they no longer had any regrets. What else is there to regret? Even if they defeated the ninja team and advanced to the world finals, they were still no match for the Water Alliance team. Rong Zhuang had the same idea. He hadn't fought with Yang Tian, so it was hard to tell who was stronger. But he knew that if there were two Yang Tians, he and the beauty team would definitely not be opponents. Captain, since the Water Alliance team is so powerful, what are they doing now? It doesn't seem like a tactic, Kixuan asked in confusion. Now, in the first round, the Water Alliance team is already 3-0 behind. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 686. Muddy Waters and Irritable Beauty, although they are equally strong, their personalities are very different. Muddy Waters, calm, composed, confident, perfect in character, almost without flaws. And Irritable Beauty, it can be seen that he has a strong self-esteem and a frivolous personality. he is far from mature, and can even be said to be very naughty. Rong Zhuang analyzed. Now, don't ask what the Water Alliance team is doing, but what Irritable Beauty is doing. Because from the beginning of the game to now, Irritable Beauty has been in command. What is he doing? Obviously, he is pretending. Rong Zhuang shook his head and sighed. Pretending, pretending. This is the World Finals. Kixuan, Hyunbin, and others all frowned. Muddy Waters and Ichiro Hanjian are very strong and confident. They believe that the Water Alliance team can easily defeat the Ninja team. In fact, this is exactly the case. As long as the two of them are there, I can hardly think of the possibility of the Water Alliance team failing. On this basis, even Muddy Waters can allow Ichiro Hanjian to act pretentiously. Ichiro Hanjian seems to want to give up the first round, and then in the second round, he will fight 5 people alone and show his strength to the world in a high-profile manner. Rong Zhuang said. Can he fight 5 people alone in the second round? The opponent still has the existence of Raikage Shun. Kixuan and others were shocked. Looking at him, he should be very confident in himself. Take a step back, even if he doesn't do it, there is still Muddy Waters to clean up his mess. In other words, for Muddy Waters and Ichiro Hanjian, this World Finals is just a small stage. They can't even have fun, so they are so pretentious. Rong Zhuang sighed again and again. Strategy. Tactics. However, these are pale as paper in the face of absolute strength. In the first round, the fourth match, the Ninja team sent I Love Hyuga Hinata to the field. On the Shuimeng team side, Xian Ji, Xiaofei, and Long Lu have all been defeated. Only Yang Tian, Huang Mao, Qin Yu, and Lang Ling are left. If Huang Mao wants to give up the first round completely, then Yang Tian and himself must not play, and only Qin Yu and Lang Ling are left. But even Qin Yu and Lang Ling are top-notch players in the World League. Tisk, the Ninja team's lineup is too weak. Is there no one stronger? Huang Mao frowned. In his opinion, whether it is Qin Yu or Lang Ling, they can easily defeat I Love Hyuga Hinata. Isn't this against his original intention? Haha. Seeing Huang Mao's angry look, Qin Yu and Lang Ling all smiled. They would not deliberately let the water loose. In the end, Huang Mao had no choice but to send Qin Yu to the field. The game started soon. White eyes. I Love Hyuga Hinata glared with a pair of white eyes. Byakugan can see the opponent's weakness, attack the weakness, and cause 10 times the damage. In addition, Byakugan can also mark the opponent's weakness for 10 seconds. During these 10 seconds, your teammates attack the opponent's weakness and also cause 10 times the damage. In other words, this Byakugan is actually an auxiliary skill. In fact, the ninja profession has many auxiliary skills. Explosion and flame technique. Qin Yu directly threw out a huge fireball, burning the air, with a layer of scorching air waves and terrifying high temperature, and crushed towards I Love Hyuga Hinata. A layer of hot sweat instantly seeped out of the latter's face. The attack range of the explosion and flame technique was so large that he could hardly dodge it. He could only use the instant body technique or the substitute technique to avoid this attack. But the game has just begun, and it would be too much of a loss to use life-saving skills now. With this thought, I Love Hyuga Hinata took Qin Yu's explosion and flame technique, and lost 10% of her blood on her head. However, at this moment, a piece of floor under Hinata Hyuga's feet suddenly turned red and hot, the sky-high fire pillar. The sky-high fire pillar skill not only has high damage, but can also knock people away. Hinata Hyuga did not dare to slack off, and quickly used a body flicking technique to make the fire pillar miss. Hinata Hyuga did not waste the body flicking technique, not only dodged the sky-high fire pillar, but also teleported close to Qin Yu. Mages are most afraid of melee professions getting close. But Qin Yu seemed to know that he would teleport close, and he decisively attacked again. Wind entanglement. In an instant, the wind rope attacked Hinata Hyuga's hands and feet, binding them. Wow, there was a commotion outside the venue, and countless spectators were shocked by Qin Yu's quick reaction, or the accuracy of his prediction. Being bound, Hinata Hyuga had no choice but to hand in the substitute technique again. With a bang, Hinata Hyuga's body, which was bound by the wind rope, suddenly turned into a wooden stake, and a white smoke came out. With a flash of her figure, Hinata Hyuga suddenly appeared behind Qin Yu, quickly took out a kunao, grinned, and attacked the weak part behind Qin Yu. Tornado. At this time, Qin Yu actually released a tornado on the spot, and Hinata Hyuga was shocked. The next moment, her body was uncontrollably twisted by the tornado. Wow, IQ suppression. In the World Finals, the strength gap between the two players is so big. At the beginning of the game, Qin Yu used various forcing skills, intentionally or unintentionally, to lead the opponent to fight, which was quite like a cat playing with mouse. This situation can only occur if the combat talents and combat awareness of both sides are very different. In other words, Qin Yu's strength crushed Hinata Hyuga, and immediately made countless audiences outside the venue cheer. Hina was thrown by the tornado, and her body was spinning with the tornado, unable to move. Before landing, Qin Yu had already beaten her to a low health. After landing, Qin Yu was another gravity. In the end, Qin Yu easily defeated Hinata and won a perfect victory. Throughout the game, Qin Yu, as a fragile mage, didn't even use the shield. Not only that, he didn't even lose a drop of blood, and Hinata couldn't touch him even once. The fourth game is over, Qin Yu won, and the Water Alliance team got 1 point. The system sounded, announcing the result of the game. Water Alliance team, are you finally going to fight back? In the first round, there is only one game left, and Brother Shui and young Master Huang haven't played yet. It seems that they are too careless and want to let the ninja team have a hand. Damn, are they so naughty? This is the World Finals. Wow, it was a false alarm. I was scared to the point of losing control of my bowels and bladder. Okay. You're still steady. I'm already losing control of my bowels and bladder. I won't say anything more. I'll go change my pants first. 666. There was a lot of noise outside the stadium. Countless spectators and fans hated and loved the routines of the Water Alliance team, no, the routines of young Master Huang. They wanted to scold, but they had already scolded enough before. Now they just hope that the Water Alliance team will play well and stop being so fancy and challenging. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 687. Hey, did you win? Qin Yu defeated his opponent, and Huang Mao's expression changed. The Water League team won a match, but as the captain, he looked unhappy. People who don't know may think he is a mole. Of course, he was really unhappy. He originally planned to give up the first round completely, but now that Qin Yu defeated his opponent, it completely ruined his plan. Haha, luckily I lived up to my fate. Qin Yu came back after winning the battle, opened her hands, and high-fived Xiaofei Langling. At this time, the faces of Xiaofei, Qin Yulang, and Ling were all filled with bright smiles. At least, Qin Yu won one match. At this time, the audience's position had reversed. The audience had previously criticized them for being paid to fake the match. It doesn't matter if there are only 1 or 2 spectators, but being criticized by hundreds of thousands of spectators at the scene is really unbearable for ordinary people. Compared to Xiaofei and the other 3, Huang Mao sat in the corner with a gloomy look on his face, his mind spinning like a motor as he continued to formulate the next plan. Preparations for the 5th game, the Water League team is asking for selections, countdown is 60 seconds. The system sounded again. At this time, in the Water Alliance team, only Yang Tian, Huang Mao, Lang Ling and 3 others were not on the field. Among the 3, Lang Ling was already the weakest character. So Wolf Zero comes on. Accordingly, the ninja team sent 8 madmen to fight. This was the final battle of the first round. Although 3-2 in the first round is no different from 4-1, Madman, I want you to defeat your opponents with all your strength. Tear down their energy, Hokage Kai Lingran said. Huang Mao's series of flirtatious actions were nothing short of embarrassing for them. It's like two people playing chess. One person says, I'll give you 2 rooks. As one of the best teams in the World League, how could they endure such an insult? Even if you win, some viewers who don't know why will say, you won? Are you kidding? That's because the Water Alliance team has let loose. Madman, fight with all your strength and crush with force. Lei Yingshun stared at the 8-gate madman and said ferociously, we not only want to win, but we also want to beat them to the point where they kneel down and beg for mercy, and make them lose ugly. I will. The 8-door madman touched his nose with his hand and smiled evilly. At this time, all members of the ninja team were completely angered. The game will start soon. 8 gates Dungia, door of death, open. In an instant, the eyes of the 8-door madman glared, the skin on his body turned dark red, and steam rose. His short black hair turned into an angry red, and the roots stood up, like a demon, and his aura shocked the entire audience. Call out. The 8-door madman stood up, his body like lightning, pulling out a series of angry red after images and billowing air waves behind him, rushing towards Wolfling. At the same time, Langling also transformed into a werewolf berserker and activated the Blood Wolf order, doubling all attributes. Swift. Wolfling opened another buff, and his legs were hit by a whirlwind, and his movement speed skyrocketed. It was only then that Langling rushed out and faced the 8 gates madman. At this time, Wolfling's movement speed is still slightly slower than that of the 8-gate madman, but it is not impossible to resist. The movement speed of both sides is amazing. Boom! After the two sides got close, the 8-door madman suddenly punched out, crushing the air, and a strong wind-like wave of air rushed towards his face. At this time, Wolfling can compete with the 8 gates madman in terms of movement speed, but his life defense resistance, combat power, and attack speed are far inferior to the 8 gates madman under the Death Sect. Faced with the strong attack of the 8-gate madman, Langling naturally did not dare to bear it, and quickly dodged sideways, making the 8-gate madman's punch empty, and at the same time, he swung his 2 axes and slashed down diagonally. With a swipe sound, 2 parallel ferocious blood marks instantly appeared on the face of the 8-door madman, and the blood splashed out like a fountain, which was shocking. Wolfling's attack has a slowing effect. At this time, the 8 gates madman was hit and has been slowed down. Now in terms of movement speed alone, Wolfling is even slightly faster than the 8-gate madman, but it is only a little faster and has no crushing advantage. As expected, the 8-sect madman remained unmoved and whipped his leg towards Wolfling again, but Wolfling stepped back and dodged past him. Next, the 8 gates madman continued to attack forward, while Wolfling continued to move, retreat and dodge, so that the 8 gates madman could never touch the corner of his clothes. Have you learned? When the enemy advances, we retreat. Looking at Wolfling's performance on the field, Yang Tian's eyes lit up and he secretly praised. The secret of kiting is that when the enemy retreats, we advance, and when the enemy advances, we retreat, just like flying a kite, pulling the enemy to fight. This technology is very simple in theory, but very difficult to operate in practice, especially when the enemy is advancing and we are retreating. After all, at this time, you need to predict the enemy's attack direction before you can move in a targeted manner. Of course, if your movement speed is much higher than the opponent's by several levels, you can also kite perfectly without any brains, and there won't even be any technical content. Therefore, in combat, movement speed is also a very, very important attribute. If you have an advantage in movement speed, you can run away even if you really can't beat him. The enemy has no choice but to stare. But now, Langling has gone crazy, activated the Blood Wolf order, and slowed down the 8 Gates madman. On this basis, Wolfling's movement speed is only a little faster than the 8 Gate madman, and there is no overwhelming advantage at all. At this time, it is already very difficult for Wolfling to achieve this level. The battle continues. Wolfling was seen making endless detours, causing the 8-door madman to continuously attack without any results. He himself took advantage of the opponent's skill gap to carry out attack output. The 8-door madman also had the teleportation technique and the substitute technique. He could teleport up close without any thought, and hit Lang Ling twice, knocking him down to the last bit of blood. After that, the tactics of the 8-Gate madman were exhausted. As time passed, Lang Ling finally killed the 8-Gate madman. The 5th game is over, Lang Ling won, and the Water Alliance team got 1 point. The first round of the game is over, and the Ninja team leads the Water Alliance team 3-2. The system sounded, announcing the result of the game. After 3 days of separation, you should look at each other with new eyes in the VIP seat. Xiefeng was slightly moved. He has a deep understanding of kite technology. He knows very well that if his speed cannot crush the opponent, the difficulty of kite. 2 weeks ago, Lang Ling didn't know how to kite at all, and he didn't know how to walk, cut, and detour. Now his attainments are so high that he can't help but accept it. The lineup of the Water Alliance team is really strong. Not to mention Han Shui Huangshao, who has changed his ways. Qin Yu and Lang Ling are also top-notch in terms of individual strength. In my opinion, that is the configuration of the championship team. Xian Ji and Long Lu, they are just auxiliary professions, and they cannot show their true strength in the individual competition. But next, the Water Alliance team and the Ninja team will definitely play a team competition. I want to see how strong those two are. The Devil's right-hand side repeatedly. The Demon team has already failed. In the first round of the World League, they lost to the Beauty team and did not even make it to the top 16 in the world. But now, they have no regrets, because they firmly believe that the Water Alliance team will take their share and win the World Championship on behalf of the Chinese theater. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 688. 666, 2 consecutive wins. The Water Alliance team finally stopped playing with heartbeats and started to fight back. The excitement has just begun. Yes, the next round is the second round. Although Lei Yingshun is very strong, Brother Shui and young Master Huang are here. Even if Brother Shui fails, young Master Huang will still be able to exert his strength. Steady. Huh? You said that my brother Shui will fail? My brother Shui has hundreds of millions of fans all over the world. If you say that, I'm afraid you don't want to see the sun tomorrow. No. I mean just in case, after all, the Thunder Shadow Shun is indeed. No chance. Brother Shui is invincible. Defeat everything. That's right, don't always think that just because Lei Yingshun defeated Fu Chuang, he is truly the strongest in the world. That's because he hasn't met Brother Shui yet. Look, when he meets Brother Shui, he will definitely kneel on the ground. Add 10,086, when Brother Shui and the others swept through the Japanese war zone and beat the little Japanese to the point of crying for their father and mother, have you forgotten? NC fans, what are you? So what? Letters to chop. At the end of the first round, the audience outside the stadium was noisy. Now in the World Finals, Team Water Alliance represents the Chinese theater and Team Ninja represents the Japanese theater. Most of the audience in the auditorium are Chinese and Japanese audiences, with very few audiences from other countries. Moreover, the number of Chinese viewers crushes the number of Japanese viewers, the shouting also crushes the other party. It's obviously the World Finals, but it feels like China's home court. At this time, Lang Ling and Beiman Quangren each returned to their own player seats. Well done. Lang Ling returned in triumph. Yang Tianxuanj, Xiaofei and others all greeted him. Well done. Huang Mao no longer looked like a spy, and praised with an abnormal smile, but everyone was surprised, wondering what trick he was trying to play. Ninja Sentai. The 8-door madman returned to the contestants' table, only to be greeted by the cold gazes of Hokage Kai and Raikage Shun. Even though Hokage Kai and Raikage Shun were not targeting him, he couldn't help but gasp. In the first round, Team Ninja already had an absolute 3-point lead. Although 3-2 in the first round was no different from 4-1. But the defeat of the 8-sect madman to Wolfling also hurt morale. In the Ninja Sentai, although Hokage Kai is the captain, his combat power is average. In terms of personal strength, Raikage Shun is overwhelmingly first, while 8 Gates Madman is second. But the 8-sect madman was defeated by Lang Ling, whose number the opponent did not know, which made people feel heartbroken. Hokage Kai was under great pressure. After taking a long breath, he finally calmed down a little. The Water League team's individual strength is indeed incredible, but in team battles, our advantage is definitely greater. Now that we have scored 3 points, we can at least play in the third round of the team competition. Of course, if we win the second round, we can directly finish off the Water Alliance team 8-2. Shun, it's all up to you, Hokage Kai stared at Raikage Shun and said solemnly. If possible, he really hoped that Raikage Shun would win the second round and directly end the Water Alliance team. Now he was a little tired and didn't want to be stimulated anymore. The second round, the arena points match. Preparations for the first match, Team Ninja is asking for selections, countdown is 60 seconds. The system sounded, announcing the preparations for the match. The auditorium outside the venue was filled with excitement. Come on Team Ninja. Come on, Team Water Alliance. Come on, Team Water Alliance. Come on, Team Water Alliance. Come on, Ninja Sentai. Shinobu. Come on, Team Water Alliance. 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 Fans on both sides cheered, but unfortunately, the number of fans on the Water League team side had an overwhelming advantage, and the noise directly crushed the other side. At the end, the shouts of the Water League team were still majestic, while the shouts of the Ninja team gradually disappeared. Many Japanese spectators felt their scalps numb and were already ashamed to speak. Haha. There was a burst of laughter outside the venue. The ridicule of the Japanese audience from the massive Chinese audience was extremely real. The two official hosts were stunned in surprise, as if an invisible hand had grabbed their throats, and were speechless for a long time. The cheers were overwhelming. Hokage Kai, Raikage Shun and others all looked extremely ugly and couldn't calm down. In a way, this is unfair, right? What do the officials want to eat? Why not limit the number of Chinese spectators on site? At this time, several members of the Ninja team were complaining in their hearts. Hokage Kai took a deep breath, stabilized his mentality, and sent Raikage Shun on. In the original plan, for the second round, he originally planned to send the 8 Gates Madman to test and consume the state of Yang Tian or Huang Mao. It's a pity that he didn't expect that the 8-sect madman would be defeated by Lang Ling. The 8-door madman can't even defeat Wolfling, so sending them out to beat up Huang Mao is simply ridiculous. Now that it's the finals, momentum and mentality are very important. If your momentum is damaged and your mentality is unstable, resulting in even the slightest mistake, your opponent will probably seize the opportunity and be defeated by your opponent in the end. Because of this, he completely gave up on the 8 madmen and directly sent out the powerful Thunder Shadow Shun, hoping that when the Thunder Shadow Shun exploded, he would defeat Yang Tian Huang Mao and fight against 5 muddy waters, 1 angry beauty. Anyone can do it. Let me see your true strength. Watching the ninja team's Raikage Shun appear, Rong Zhuang in the VIP seat crossed his arms and his eyes became hot. Captain, who do you think will win? Raked Shun versus Muddy Waters or One Angry Beauty, Kixuan asked. Rongzhuang shook his head. I only know that facing Muddy Waters and One Angry Beauty, Raked Shun will definitely not be able to fight too. As for the individual victory or defeat, who is stronger or weaker, I don't know. I am also looking forward to it. Kixuan, Hyunbin, and others were all stunned. The captain actually looked forward to it. Muddy Waters, One Angry Beauty, Raked Shun, how terrible are the strengths of these three people. Water Alliance team. You don't have to wait, in the second round, you have no chance to appear at all. His eyes swept over the faces of Yang Tian, Xiaofei, Qin Yu, and others, and Huang Mao smiled wildly, and his figure flashed, and he rushed onto the ring. 30 yards apart, Huang Mao and Raked Shun stood opposite each other. Come on, Huang Xiao, beat the Raked Shun. Huang Xiao, keep calm, there is Brother Shui behind you anyway, don't be afraid, fight with all your strength. Try to defeat the Raked Shun. Huang Xiao is the vanguard, Brother Shui is the base, in one word, steady. Steady as a mountain. Seeing Huang Mao on the court, some spectators outside the court immediately voiced some support. But this level of support is very subtle for Huang Mao. Damn it, shut up quickly, you guys who look down on others with your dog eyes. Huang Mao was furious, his face flushed, and he was shaking with anger. According to his temper, if it weren't for the World Finals, the world's attention, he would have started to curse long ago. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 689. The support from the audience and fans was naturally well-intentioned, but it hurt Huang Mao's proud self-esteem. What's going on? Huang Xiao was shaking with excitement, the two hosts wondered. Haha. At this time, Yang Tian, Xian Ji, Xiaofei, and others naturally knew Huang Mao's true thoughts and laughed. Brother Xian, you and Xiao Long are really different. Yang Tian looked at Xian Ji and laughed. Xian Ji's real name is Huang Yuxuan, and Huang Mao's real name is Huang Xiaolong. Because of his relationship with Huang Mao, Yang Tian usually calls Xian Ji Brother Xian, and when talking to Xian Ji, he also calls Huang Mao Xiaolong. After all, Huang Mao is a joke, a tease, and it is impolite to call Huang Mao in front of the big brother. Although Xian Ji may not care, Yang Tian feels that he should pay attention to the things that should be paid attention to. Yes, Xiaolong is impulsive, straightforward, competitive, and persistent. To be honest, I envy him very much. I have always thought that he is better than me, Xian Ji said with a smile. It is said that people are cold on the outside and warm on the inside, and hot on the outside and cold on the inside. It is rare for him to have such a hot heart. Yang Tian smiled slightly. Xian Ji looked over and was a little surprised. Yang Tian smiled but did not answer. He would never forget that in his previous life, he went to the insect star alone, and Huang Mao came, and both of them died in the battle on the insect star. For Yang Tian, Huang Mao is the best brother, no one else. Puchi in the audience outside the venue, Shuang Ro couldn't help laughing out loud, like a snow lotus blooming. This scene startled Lan Yu, Lan Mao, and others next to him, and asked with concern, "What's wrong with you?" In their opinion, Shuang Ro is a person who can't be colder. Even when getting along with friends, she rarely smiles, let alone this kind of smile from the heart. So Shuang Ro's abnormal behavior shocked them, and they thought she was ill. Shuang Ro blushed and responded awkwardly. Heh, I guessed it right. He is a very immature man who gets angry. But even so, I am still looking forward to his strength. Rongzhuang smiled. The game started soon. When that guy is attacked at close range, he will counterattack the enemy multiple times. In short, I can only keep a distance from him and consume him from a distance. Laying Shun thought and turned into a black Susanoo giant in an instant. He stretched out his hand and condensed a black longbow, holding it firmly in his hand. Swoosh! A black energy arrow broke through the air, rolled up the airwave, and rushed towards the yellow-haired man with terrifying pressure. Rising Dragon Transformation Stage 2. Ang. At the same time, accompanied by a long and deep dragon roar, the yellow-haired man's body was filled with surging energy, and he turned into a human-shaped golden dragon, carrying a yellow dragon spear on his shoulder, looking down on everything. As the black energy arrow continued to enlarge in the golden pupil, the yellow-haired man moved, and the golden afterimage flashed, perfectly avoiding it. You don't want to fight me in close combat, but I want to fight you in close combat. Charge. Swift stab. The yellow-haired man grinned, and a golden stream of light flashed. The yellow-haired man suddenly appeared 3 yards in front of the Raikage Shun. The long spear in his hand then attacked a spiral airflow, and stabbed it out fiercely, and crushing the air, and it actually caused a sound effect like a dragon roar. Raikage Shun's pupils shrank into pinholes in an instant, and he was horrified, but his reaction was extremely fast. Chidori Flow. The palm of the Susanoo giant's left hand instantly shot out a brilliant electric current, which spread out and hit the yellow-haired man first like an electric net. The yellow-haired man lost 1% of his blood from his head and fell into a paralyzed state. The swift wind thorn had not yet been launched, but it was already broken. But at the same time, a dense mass of sharp bone spurs suddenly emerged from the yellow-haired man's body, and a wave of black energy swept out wildly. Thorns. Magic energy reflection. Now the yellow-haired man was less than 3 yards away from the Susanoo giant. When the yellow-haired man was attacked by the Chidori Flow, the iron-backed thorn dragon and the magic dragon bloodline in his body were instantly activated. Puff, puff, puff. These descriptions are long. But in fact, at the moment when the Chidori Flow hit the yellow-haired man, bone spurs and black energy riots shot out from the yellow-haired man's body, sweeping over the Raikage Shun, who could not resist at all. After this wave, the yellow-haired man lost 1% of his blood and fell into paralysis. And the Raikage Shun lost 80% of his blood and instantly became a bloodless man. Thorns and magic energy reflection, a total of 4 times the backlash. This power depends on the opponent's attack power. If a level 1 rookie punches Huangmao will not feel any pain, and the backlash damage he suffers is actually very limited. But Raikage Shun is very powerful, and his combat power is off the charts, so the backlash damage he suffers is also very huge. Some viewers said before that Huangmao is invincible in close combat, and this is really not a joke. Huangmao is a dragon knight, and his own blood volume and defense are very strong, and ordinary people cannot break his defense. And those who can cause damage to him will inevitably suffer greater backlash. Raikage Shun has high combat power, but his blood volume and defense are average. After a wave of backlash, he will be left with little blood in an instant. Of course, if the enemy's realm is far beyond Huangmao, he can kill Huangmao in a random move, and even if he suffers backlash, it may not be fatal. It's just that there are no enemies of that level in Taixu. Or, always keep a distance of 5 yards from Huangmao and continue to attack from a distance, and you will not suffer backlash. Wow! Huang Xiao's backlash ability is too strong. That's right, Raikage Shun knocked down 1% of Huang Xiao's health with one move, and lost 80% of his own health. Is this game playable? 666. Find the area of Raikage Shun's psychological shadow. The situation at the scene at this time shocked countless spectators outside the venue. They lamented Huangmao's power while mourning Raikage Shun's silence. This backlash ability alone, the strength of the angry beauty, is very terrifying. At the VIP seat outside the venue, the Velvet Man sighed secretly, feeling numb in his heart. He knew that the Chidori Ryu's damage was average. If so, Raikid Shun didn't use Chidori style just now, but used a high explosion skill. Raikid Shun would have been cold by now. Of course, in addition to the backlash ability, Yu Hanjian's life defense is also very terrifying. Fu Zhuang's eyes were solid, but he couldn't understand Huang Mao's strength at all. Of course he didn't know that Huang Mao's divine dragon physique and magic energy physique could both passively increase life defense resistance. Now his life defense resistance far exceeds that of shield warriors of the same realm. On this basis, he is still in the second stage of Shenlong transformation, and his life defense resistance is even more terrifying. At that time, Raikid Shun didn't even open the door to death and was able to break through the defense. To be honest, it was pretty good. On the field, Lei Ying was instantly drained of blood and was horrified. 8 gates of Dunjia, door of death, open. Quickly opening a buff, Raikid Shun's status soared, and all attributes tripled. With a flash of his body, the Raikid controlled the Susanoo giant and instantly pulled away from Huang Mao. At the same time, he drew his bow and shot out black energy arrows, attacking Huang Mao. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 690. For now, the Death Gate of the 8 Gates of Dunjia is one of the strongest amplification buffs. Its amplification effect is equivalent to the second stage of the dragon transformation, and all attributes are tripled. At this time, Raikid Shun couldn't help but feel lucky. Fortunately, the Death Gate was not opened before, otherwise, he would have been shot to death with a Chidori flow. At this time, Huang Mao also understood the power of Raikid Shun in the Death Gate state. Facing the black energy arrows rushing at him, he was paralyzed and unable to react. Tyrant Dragon Pattern. In the critical moment, Huang Mao was attacked by black dragon patterns all over his body, and the golden and red light flashed on his body, entering the tyrant state. Bang bang bang. One after another black energy arrows hit Huang Mao, causing Huang Mao to lose blood continuously. When Huang Mao lost 30% of his blood, Huang Mao finally lifted the paralysis state. It's over. Raikid Shun grinned. When he found that Huang Mao was in the tyrant state and he could still cause effective damage, he knew he had won. Manjikyo Sheri non Tsukuyomi. Tsukuyomi makes people fall into fear and lose their fighting consciousness, and then he can control the Susanoo Titan and shoot the yellow-haired man to death. This is the perfect script he wrote in his mind. However, at the moment when his pupils deformed and he activated Tsukuyomi, the yellow-haired man activated Tyrannosaurus Rex first, and the shadow of the Tyrannosaurus Rex swung behind him, and the pressure swept across the whole field. Tsukuyomi lost its effect. Because Tyrannosaurus Rex is immune to negative states such as fear and pressure, not only that, Tyrannosaurus Rex also amplifies its own attributes. Tsukuyomi failed, which made Raikid Shun stunned for a moment. And at this moment, the yellow-haired man swept the spear in his hand. Sweeping the army. A golden shockwave crushed the air and swept forward. Raikid Shun had no time to react at all. In the end, the remaining blood was instantly lost and he was killed instantly. In the first game, the Angry Beauty contestant won. The system sounded, announcing the result of the game. Young Master Huang is awesome. The audience outside the stadium was boiling. Raikid Shun made a mistake. He should have released Tsukuyomi just now. Of course, this can't be blamed on him. Who would have thought that a furious beauty could be immune to fear? The Velvet Man sighed. He could roughly see that in this game, neither Huang Mao nor Raikid Shun had used their full strength. The difference is, Raikid Shun lost before he had the chance to use his full strength, while Huang Mao still had some strength left. This shows that the gap between the two is huge. The next game started soon, and Huang Mao was strong against 5. The second round of the game is over. The Water Alliance team won and got 5 points. Currently, the Water Alliance team leads the Ninja team 7-3. The system sounded, announcing that the Water Alliance team had regained the advantage, which excited countless Chinese audiences outside the venue. The defeat in the second round made the ninja team in a low state, especially the Raikage Shun, who was still shocked and could not recover from the previous battle with Huang Mao for a long time. His 3 Magata Mishari Non can indeed copy bloodline skills, but the copied bloodline skills do not have the support of the corresponding bloodline, so the effect is very limited. Of course, he knew that the second stage of the yellow-haired dragon transformation was a bloodline skill, so he did not copy it, but copied the Tyrant Dragon pattern, a Tyrant body skill. In the previous competition, he did make a mistake and failed to react in the first time, and did not have time to activate the Tyrant Dragon pattern. But he found out afterwards that the Tyrant Dragon pattern was also a bloodline skill. Since it is a bloodline skill, the effect of his copying is also very limited. Even if he reacted at that time, what can he do? What's more terrifying is that in addition to the second level dragon bloodline, the Angry Beauty actually has a second or even more bloodline like Han Shui. When he thought of this, he was even more panicked. At this time, he knew more clearly than ordinary people how terrible the strength of Yang Tian Huang Mao was. Preparation for the third round, the Water Alliance team leads in points, ban 1 player, and have the right to ban 1 player from the other team. Please choose. Countdown 60 seconds. The system sounded again. Huang Mao banned Qin Yu from his own team and banned the opponent's Hokage Kai. Xiao Fei and others were stunned instantly. The opponent's Raikage Shun is obviously the strongest. What do you mean by banning Hokage Kai? I guessed that you would not ban Raikage Shun, but what I didn't expect was that you were willing to let me out. Yang Tian laughed. He thought he would be banned by Huang Mao. The last battle, be steady. Huang Mao grinned. Off the court. Don't ban Raikage Shun, what the hell? Suffocating operation, but I like it. A man should defeat the opponent head on. Unexpectedly, the audience outside the court did not scold, but instead rang a large number of voices of support. After all, Huang Mao has defeated Raikage Shun, which is equivalent to having given a dose of vaccination to the majority of fans. Can you do whatever you want if you have the strength? Rong Zhuang smiled bitterly, his worldview shattered. If it were him, under the same circumstances, he would not dare to do such a trick. In his opinion, the most important thing is to win the victory steadily and not give the opponent any chance to turn the tables. Ninja Team. Raikage Shun was not banned. Although he was banned, Hokage Kai still laughed excitedly. Great, the Water Alliance team is too arrogant, beat them. Trample them underfoot and let them suffer the consequences. Hokage Kai was already quite confident in the team battle strength of the ninja team, and now that Raikage Shun was released, he was even more confident. However, he just realized that Raikage Shun still looked confused, as if he couldn't bear the blow of the previous failure. Ah Shun, cheer up. We will be the world champion soon. And you are the trump card of the world champion, Hokage Kai encouraged, with good intentions. In an instant, Raikage Shun's eyes regained color. It must be said that Hokage Kai has a very high emotional intelligence. He helped Raikage Shun regain his confidence and fighting spirit in just a few words. Next, both sides chose the battle lineup in turn. Water Alliance Team 1, Ninja Team 2. Water Alliance Team 2, Ninja Team 2. Water Alliance Team 2, Ninja Team 1. The Shuimeng Team, Yang Tian, Huang Mao, Xiaofei, Suange, Longliu went out. The Ninja Team, Raikage Shun, 8 Gates Madman, Wind Shadow Gale, Water Shadow Wave, I Love Hyuga Hinata went out. Come on, come on, come on, the audience outside the stadium cheered, and all the audience cheered for their favorite teams. At the beginning of the game, the Shuimeng team opened the formation. Yang Tian Huang Mao was the left and right vanguard. Longliu Suange was protected in the center. Longliu stood in front of Suange with a shield to protect Suange. And Xiaofei stood at the back, with the help of everyone's cover, casually preparing to sneak and steal people. Although Xiaofei's strength is very strong, he is an assassin after all, and sneak attacks and assassinations are his forte.